one of the rules I really, really like is that if this is what gets the fans more involved in the game. In the regular season, if a fan catch a foul ball for the opposing team, that should count as an out. I think that's a great idea because it keeps people. Here's the problem, Jabba, and if this rule is going to obviously be added to the game, it makes a lot of sense. What do most fans do usually during the game? They look at their phones, right? They're hanging out. They're buying things on the phone, on Amazon.
Not
on
baseball
eBay.
fans. No, they're watching the game.
Jabba, I go to the games a lot, and I'm sitting there. I'm with the bleachers creatures, and they're sitting there. You think they're paying attention to the game. I would say 95% of them are looking at their phones, looking at statistics, writing down notes, whatever the hell, looking at porn. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something. They're not paying attention to the game. This will keep fans paying attention to the game. They will put their phones away, and they have a chance to help their teams during the regular season, not during the playoffs.
Okay, but my point being is, so if you're going to do it in these stupid rules that they do in the regular season, that they do in the postseason, are we going to talk about keeping the integrity of the game that the game is built?
I agree with you.
So you're going to be like, oh, we get a fan involved, and that affects the game. That doesn't affect the dude that has grinded his ass off to get to that game, to be in that position, and a dude catches it in the outfield, and I'm an out. No way.
If this is going to be allowed, and Rob Manfred is bringing in rules that he's just bringing out of his ass, that he's pulling it out like a puppet, if he's going to do that, then I would say I like that rule more. This golden bat rule, how about you take the bat and shove it up your ass? That'll be gold, watching somebody shove his baseball bat up around Manfred's ass. Because I think this is a ridiculous rule. If you want to control the integrity, why are the owners agreeing to this? Integrity has something to do with the owners. How many owners have been owners of these teams for over 20 years? I would say the majority of them. There's a ton of them that have been owners for these teams for a significant amount of time. And they're going to just sit here and say, hey, let's just add the golden bat rule after the seventh inning. Well, we could put any one of our batters up at any time of the game because it's like a joker. Give me a break. How about you shove that Joker up your ass? By the way, that Joker movie was horrible. I will never, ever, 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 ever go see Joker 3 if it ever comes out. That was a horrible movie. But nevertheless, this is a horrible rule. But again, if you want to add rules, that is the best. When it comes to the Savannah Bananas, I've seen a lot of different rules, very interesting rules. That's the one that keeps the fans more intrigued into the game, watching the game, because I just think what I've seen at baseball games is they're not paying attention to them. They're spending all this money.
You're creating Savannah Bananas, and I get what they are. But what those guys, like, they have guys come in that have pitched that were big leaguers and whatever, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what is their stick? Those guys never played in the big leagues. I would go pitch, and I would do that for them because they've asked me to do it already. But I'm not going to disrespect the men that came before me that played this game.
I agree with you.
And have these things with these bullshit rules.
I agree with you.
And I don't want, like, I agree with some of them. I know there needs to be change, and I understand that. I had a conversation with a gentleman today about the pitch clock, and my son actually did a story on it, and we went good and bad on other things, and actually my son's seeing Dr. Andrews for his shoulder and certain things.
He's a great doctor.
Oh, he's retired now, and now he just does favors for friends. So he's old and crusty now. Love you, Doc. I'll send him the link. Don't worry. But it's just I can't disrespect what the men that have built this game before me, and I had the fortunate pleasure to play this game the way it should have been played. I understand there's changes that need to happen, and I do get that. But also, when you start getting gimmicky, I love what the Bananas do. Love what they do because it's creative. It brings the game, and those dudes are super talented. Doing a backflip and catching a damn fly ball, that's tough to do, right? But also at the same time, this game of baseball in major league aspect, let's try to keep some integrity of what it is and what we've learned to love and what I've learned to love. And I can't buy into these golden bat like and everything else with, if you had all these other rules, what it is, if guys back then when they were playing and like you referred to the Babe Ruth of what Otani is, and they're referring to that, like how good would they have been with these rules now? I'll go back to golf. What if Arnold Palmer had the equipment that he had now, that these guys have now?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
So let's keep integrity to what it is and the true nature of what
they're
the sport
not,
is.
Jobber. They're not going to do that. They're going to add.
I get it, but it's still. I can still be pissed about it.
Of course you can. I'm pissed about it too. But if you're going to add this rule, the golden bat, whatever the hell they're calling it, the golden rule, well then I think using the fans, the catching fly balls and all that other stuff for the team, the home team, I think it's beneficial to keep the fans intrigued in the game, to be a part of the game. I think it makes a lot of sense. Now I'm not talking about if it's a home run and you catch it, it's not an out. That's a home run. But a foul ball, yeah, it's an out. Why not? Why shouldn't that be an out? You want to make the game more interesting. That keeps the game more interesting.
That's also stupid.
No, it isn't. This golden bat crap is stupid. This is dumb.
I'm saying it's all stupid.
It is all stupid. But if they're going to add rules, they want to change the integrity of the game, so be it. If they're going to do that, so will I. I'm going to change the rules. How about not wearing cups or not playing with gloves, playing with your hands? Using batting gloves for gloves.
Okay, now you're getting outrageous
using your hat to catch a ball. I don't know. Do something if you want to make the game more interesting. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. That's what it is. I'm making fun of it because this is what it's become. It's pathetic. Everybody, all these sports, from hockey to baseball to football to basketball, everybody's trying to change rules. And now you're hearing that the NBA is thinking about adding a 4-point shot. Is that going to hurt the integrity of the game? Of course it is. Why are they doing that? Because they want to make the game more fun. So everybody can chuck out 40 3-pointers and maybe 10 4-pointers every single game because it's going to be high scoring and it's fun to watch. We'll see the All-Star game during an NBA regular season or a playoff game. Jabba, you're rolling your eyes, but this is what it's become to. This is what it's turned into. It's become a joke, a business.
It's turned into rock and jock basketball, baseball. That's like
NBA Jam. That's what it's become.
There's integrity in the sport, and you know what makes me like? I'm a purist of the game of baseball, and I'm a purist of the game of sports because I've been a sports fan for almost 40 years now of my life.
So have I.
I hate you're older than 40, so don't forget that.
Well, hold on one second. I'm not that much older than you, buddy.
No, but you're older than 40.
But everybody that's younger than you is a
42.
baby.
I am. I'm 42. Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
So
I'm
you're older than 40.
Yes.
And Jabba, also everyone that's younger than him is considered a baby.
That's true.
In his philosophy.
Yeah, my baby's 19 in college, so he doesn't know anything about having a baby. Not
yet.
But we won't get there. But I just
listen,
really,
this scrotum's going to be used, baby.
Well, you hope so. So you pass that stone.
Well, that's true. That needs to be passed.
I just literally for me, it's the gentlemen and the women that have created the sport of what it is in all the sports that grinded their tails off and they made the sport what it is. And now it's become such different dynamics. And I know change happens, and I get that. But the ones that have been through the rigors of what it is, for them to see the game not become the game of the integrity of what it is. I know change is going to happen, but the integrity of the game. not rules, not necessarily, because they changed during their time too, and as far as contracts and all the other stuff, like I get that that's all part of the game, right? But just the fact when we strap it up and go to work,
Another analogy.
to have
Strapping
that.
it up.